This model kit review is of the Lamborghini Countach, the 5000QV, and this is a 1/24 scale model by Aoshima, and it's a model of one of the most beautiful and iconic cars ever made. There's the length, and we've got some pictures of the final model. Looks like an absolutely beautiful model, especially in white. And that's about it for the outside. Just very nice box art. Let's have a look inside here. I do see some engine parts, so that's a good sign. Wow, lots and lots of parts. Let's start off with these sprues. So we've got some poly caps here, probably for the wheels, and then these little metal rods, and I'm guessing those are for the struts for the door. It's one of the first mainstream cars to have the vertical doors, and became iconic Lambo doors. So here we are with the front bumper, beautifully molded, so crisp and clean. These look like the sides underneath. Here's our engine cover. We've got the classic European style side mirrors. Some little vents there. Here is our wing. Looks like we've got two different versions of that wing. A large and a small one in the side pieces there. Here we've got our wheel arches. That's really what made this next version so famous, because the original 400 didn't have these. Okay, so here we see the glass. This is for the rear, right there. That's for the instrument panel, the dashboard, and not sure what those are for, but different lights. Beautifully molded, completely clear, no distortion. We also have our classic Lamborghini, that rear glass there. That'll go in actually there like that. Beautifully molded. Okay, so here are, well, some alternative versions here for the underbelly of the car, it looks like. And has some license plate options. There's the radiator housing for the outside, the scoops, and not really sure what those are. I don't recognize those. Those are the pop-up lights, so it looks like those are molded separately. And then our doors. Now the interesting thing with these doors is this glass didn't move, this glass didn't move, and this is the window, but because of this knacker duct it could only go down a little bit, so could barely open to let air in at all. But absolutely beautiful molding. Wow. Okay, next we've got see some wheels, and those are the classic Lamborghini telephone dial wheels, very, very large. Rear wheels, the front wheels, and this is actually a beautiful chrome paint finish. Wow. Here are the tires, nice tread on them. I feel like they're made out of vinyl, and very, very wide. And we do have, this is part of our engine bay here. It had a massive V12 engine. There's the air intake with the Lamborghini sign there. These are the, well, the ignition will go in there. It's top of the engine. Some air boxes there. There's the radiators. That's 2 radiators, one on each side. And then ignition there. Lots of engine parts. So here is, looks like the exhaust cover for the back. And here is our, oh, that's interesting. It's a different engine bay there. I have to look to see what that's about. Here's the top of the engine with the air intake there, manifold, and then there's the exhaust. And not sure what that is. Here is our cabin. This is a 2-seater. It had the, you can see here the little shifted gator. There was a little light that was there, and then, oh, they've even got that in there. The speakers are molded into the sides. And then this huge lip that you would sit on to reverse. There is the dashboard, the top of the dashboard. Okay, we've got some more chrome pieces here. It's a different kind of chrome. That's interesting. I guess that's going to go with the red over top of that. Got some lights here, and then exhausts. There's the exhaust part there, and then that's for the lights for the front. More exhaust parts there. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder, maybe you could make a cannonball run exhausts, because they had 12 exhausts in the cannonball run. Okay, here is a black version of the front windshield, and I'm guessing you're going to put this in while you're painting, because those little A-pillars are tiny and you don't want to have the glass in while you're painting. Here we've got some wheel hubs, some suspension parts, dual suspension for the rear, and I have no idea what that is. Looks like it's going to have little bolts or nuts to connect something there. Okay, we've got some more black sprues here, lots and lots of parts in this model. Okay, there are the classic vents there. That's part of the NACA duct there. More parts for the NACA duct. There's the inside of our pop-up headlights. And then Lamborghini Countach had this very iconic main windshield wiper with a tiny little one. And some more ducts there. Here is the oil pan and lower part of the engine. And what was bizarre about this car was that the transmission went through the oil pan. So there's part of the transmission there. And that was so that the engine could sit so far back and be connected so you could still control the gears up front. Here's parts of our headlights, and that's the back of the transmission, and then our wheel hubs with brakes. There is the underside of our chassis with some wheel wells covered. There's part of our steering rack there. Here are the axles. And then there's our steering rack there. It's going to go in there. Some more subframe parts. And there's the wheel well covers that are supposed to go over there. Little pinions there that'll go into the wheel hubs. Okay. Next, we've got grey. I really don't see the point of people making different color plastic these days because everybody paints their models pretty much unless you're doing a very simple snap kit. That's the Lamborghini Countach seats. You probably don't need to fill the back on these ones because it's going to be completely up against the wall. But these little C-shaped seats. There's our steering column, handbrake there. That is for the rear view mirror. Okay, look at that, engine banks there. That's the V12. Parts of the radiator. Look at that. Parts for our exhaust. Incredible amount of detail. And very, very well molded. So here's another version of the cabin. Interesting. There's the dashboard there. And then these the door cards. And I guess that's going to go there. There's our steering wheel, pedal box, and more suspension parts. That's for the rear. Still more parts. Okay, so this is going to build a slightly more modern version. It had these strakes underneath on the side of the body beneath the door, which I really didn't like. And the same thing for this arched up engine bay cover. We've got some more parts here for the engine. We've got the some tubing, exhaust cover there, and then air ducting, and then vents. Beautifully molded vents. Look at that. Wow. Okay, what we've been waiting for the whole time is this beautiful body. Look at that. So just to support the body, they've got all these extra sprues in, but just shows you how incredibly thin these pieces are. There's the A-pillar, absolutely tiny, but beautifully molded. Wow, so crisp and clean. It is perfect. No mold lines, no flashing, no defects. Here's our glass. There's the actual windshield, and that is not a defect in the plastic. That's, or at least the windshield is just the covering plastic. Here is the glass for the sides, and then some glass vents for the back. Okay, so that's for that rear quarter panel window that you couldn't see out of. Here's our rear glass. We've got some headlights. That is absolutely perfect molding. Okay, and we've got some decals and some mesh. So it's a large piece of mesh there, and some masks for the windows. And then we've got the decals. There's some engine, some license plate parts, some engine bay parts, and then decals for the back there. Here's our sun visor. Well, let's have a look at our instructions here. And we definitely saw some duplicates. Here you can see the parts listing. Not for use. Going to be some of these parts here. These parts there. Otherwise, looks like you're using all of them, which I wouldn't understand why you're going to be doing both sets on the outside. So, well, let's have a look inside here. And so it says here, showing you here mixed colors to semi-gloss black, if you're adding those together with that. And that's for these different vents and the nacre duct, semi-gloss black. This is where the decals go. Okay, there are the colors needed there. And it's showing you the meaning of that there for the semi-gloss black and the semi-gloss red. There's the icons. Okay, so we start off with the wheel hubs and subframe here. That's for the front. So we're building the front suspension and steering. Then we're going to do wheels. And now we're putting together the bottom of the engine. And now the rear subframe and suspension. Putting the wheels on there. There's the enormous iconic wheels with the dual suspension there. Build the cabin. And then so you have the option to build the 1988 model or the 1985 model. So those are the options there. So this is the 1988 model. And I guess 1985. Okay, so here we go. Use a different part for 1988 model. This is the 1985 model you're going to build. And the same thing for the front there. Okay, so this is gets a little confusing here. So A is for the 1985 model and B is for the 1988 model. So this is going to be 1985, this engine here. And then there and there, mounting the engine in the engine bay. Putting the air boxes in, air intakes, radiators, and so on. Here's the B model. So this is the 1988 version. And it has some additional parts there. Shows you what it's supposed to look like with the engine bay. Okay, this is still the B, this is still the 1988 version with the air intake and radiators put on there. Now we're building the pop-up headlights. Actually, those are not the those are the lights below the pop-up headlights. They're the pop-up headlights, and now we're starting to put together the body. So as I said before, you've got that large black piece that represents the windshield, and you put it in there just to support the roof and the A-pillars. We start by mounting the lights in there. There's our front bumper, and you got 3 different license plates: Japanese, European, and Italian. And putting the glass on. Now you're putting together the rear, and then the doors. And now you're putting together the engine bay deck lid. And so different versions depending on which one you're going to do. There's a 1985 88 model. The 88 engine was larger and it had to have the deck lid raised. We've got our air intakes and necker ducts there. Additional trim and air intakes and vents. Now we're putting in the actual glass, gluing that in, and then putting our doors on. So these doors, they can have this little pin there that will allow it to go up and down. Now we're mounting the cockpits or cabin, the engine bay, and the body all in there. Different wing versions, small and large, and then exhausts, A or B depending on which version you're building. Here's B, and mounting that. Okay, now our doors are going on, as well as the underside and wheel well covers, the wheel arches, mounting the wing, and so this here this is where the that little arch, sorry, the support is going to go in that metal. So use a metallic stay included to keep the door open. So if you want the hood open, use that long metal one there, just like that. And then, okay, so that's what that piece is for, is if you want to screw it onto a base of some sort. That's not ideal. So, all in all, this is probably the best Lamborghini Countach model I have ever seen. It It gives you options for 2 different versions. The detail level is phenomenal and the molding quality is exceptional, so I can't wait to build this model.